My name is Hargun and I'm part of the Careers and Employability team here at Regent College. As you all know, yesterday was International Women's Day and that's why you're all here. We're celebrating it all through the week and we're calling inspirational women from different sectors to come and talk to us, try and motivate you and understand what working in the UK looks like. And you talked about shadowing, realizing your route. Do you think you have any mentors in the sector who helped you out in the process? And if you can talk about that, and if you are mentoring other people, also that experience.
Yeah, so in terms of my mentors, I would say they are all managers, so heads of service. So, and oftentimes when it comes to mentorship, oftentimes you need to seek out those types of opportunities for yourself, because a lot of people that are in the leadership positions are quite busy. So if you're not someone that actively wants to be mentored by someone, actually those opportunities probably won't open up for you because it's limited time and resources that they have. So for me, I had a manager when I first started as an occupational therapist, and 2 or 3 years after I had moved on and worked somewhere else, I reached out to her and I emailed her and I asked, actually, would you be able to be a mentor for me? Because actually, looking at you, actually, I'm inspired by what you do, and to see you leading a service and to see you doing such great things, I would love to be able to understand the way that you think, the challenges that you have as a leader, and actually begin to challenge myself as an occupational therapist. So that's something that I have been able to do. And then in terms of my role as an occupational therapist, a lot of the time I found myself supervising support workers and people that actually want to go on to be occupational therapists, and they have the skills needed. The skills are often soft skills, which most people have, especially if you're working in health and social care, like active listening, compassionate, being caring, being someone that's actually able to be patient-centered and think about the needs of someone else, not just yourself. So I think it's about doing interview preparation with them and actually letting them know what are the actual real challenges of being an occupational therapist. Really having a conversation with them, because they've not had that experience of working in healthcare as an OT. So I'm just giving them that knowledge.
Nice, amazing. Those key skills that you think have gotten you here, like I know you mentioned some which are generic to healthcare sector, empathy, attention to details, things like that. But according to you, to be an occupational therapist, what are those on-the-job skills that you've gained over a period of time that you would like to share with them?
I mean, as an occupational therapist, you're working with so many members of the team. It's not just you solo. You're working and you're identifying problems, and it's being able to communicate with other people, especially when something's not your job but you've identified it's an issue. Being able to say, oh, actually, I've met this person and this is an issue, please can you deal with it? So I think that's one main thing. Communication, clear communication with the wider team of people that you're with. And then in terms of other skills that are necessary for occupational therapy, I would say being open-minded and being person-centered and looking at the whole person, because I think in life we can be quite reductionist. We think, oh yeah, I'm only here for X, Y, and Z and I'm gonna leave. But actually, if you're looking at the whole person and if you're looking at the bigger picture of everything, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes time. You need to take your time and not rush, basically. And I think that's something that I've learned: active listening and not rushing, and just allowing my patient to say what they need to do and set goals with them. So I think it's necessary. You can't really be an occupational therapist if you're not person-centered. You're not looking at your person and wanting the best for them and wanting their perspective. It's not about you and what you think. It's about them and their perspective and their thoughts. So,
So yes, we have Amber over here, and she is a partner and associate at Pinto Capital. And I also have Alex Fisher over here, who is client partner analyst at Worldpanel. And keeping in mind, what are those core qualities that you think have led you to where you are right now? What are those skills you think are important to excel in the sectors that you're in? And I'm assuming most of these are transferable skills because you moved so many sectors. So if you can just share, that'd be great.
I think in non-technical sectors, so like aside from finance, law, medicine, things like that, it's all about, we were just talking about this, is people skills, the soft skills. And I actually think in this AI day and age, we literally were just talking about this, the soft skills you're gonna come. It'll be alpha, beta. Like if you can't hold a conversation, you're gonna go down here.
Yes.
And if you can, you're gonna go up here.
Yeah.
If you can turn up on time, you're gonna be up here. You're gonna be the first one that's gonna get hired because everyone has the same skill set. Everyone can learn everything on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I think that is, what's gonna be the big thing. And what I'd recommend. If you're not but if you're in a technical field, then it's completely different. Do your training, do your courses, and study hard.
I think that's exactly what you're saying. Like everybody is studying hard, right? Everybody wants to be the best in their field at the technical aspect of it.
Yeah.
And this is something we were talking about with my industry, because it's all about consumer behavior and analytics. Everyone can look at that spreadsheet and see the facts that are coming out in front of them based on the data. Everyone can do that analysis. When you come into my industry, that's the basic assumption of you, is that you'll be able to do that. And it is those softer skills that progress you up that ladder much quicker. So again, it's internal. Like if I can talk to my manager and I can come to them with clear sort of logic-based assumptions, or I can come to them and really cohesively and explain what it is that I need. That's going to get me noticed a lot quicker than somebody who isn't sort of interacting, isn't taking part. That team aspect is so important. We were saying in a lot of industries, because you'll always be working on a team unless you are a sole trader completely working for yourself. But also, that ability to then interact with people outside of your own company. The fact that clients will trust people. We were saying in AI and in tech, the fact that so much misinformation is out there, so much AI can just sort of create something that is completely untrue. Nobody trusts that anymore. People need to trust a person. So it's all about those soft skills.
You mentioned you had a couple of female managers, right? And you see women in leadership, and you, I wouldn't say you would want to be exactly like them, but you do get some inspiration from them. And in the future, do you see, like after 5-10 years, do you see yourself doing the same thing like they did, or you'd want to change things around?
I mean,
of course.
I'm sorry.
No, it's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine.
Question,
I think it's a tough one, because the situation that we're in now is probably not the situation as a society will be in 5 to 10 years. I think there are elements of female leadership that I already see, like kind of the bad side of. So the things I was saying about women who don't feel like they can help other women because it will sort of oust them or make them a bit of a pariah on a board. What I love seeing is women of this generation. I'm a millennial, sorry, but like Gen Z, and the upcoming Gen Alpha, hopefully. But what I really love seeing is the passion and the activism and the lack of acceptance of this culture. Yes, I love it. But I really love seeing that, and knowing almost that in 5 to 10 years there are going to be women who don't feel that way, and hopefully with sort of the move to the mandated moves to equality, it means that there will be enough women on a board that there doesn't need to be that concern of, I need to kind of hide who I am. I love the fact that we'll be able to embrace all kinds of femininity and hopefully like pull other women up without fear of being reprimanded.
We have Laura from from Monzo, head of operations hiring, and we also have Abbie from Wates, social value advisor. Obviously you're leaders, you're doing a great change, but have you ever faced imposter syndrome where you think, can I do this? Am I in the right room? Where now? Have you ever faced it, and how do you overcome it? Or what are the things that you say that, I'm going to challenge myself? How do you do that?
Well, I guess the reason I'm laughing is because I walked into this room earlier and said, I'm feeling a bit of imposter syndrome, because Laura's very impressive. I mean, so is everyone, and it makes me think you have to catch yourself and say, actually, I can be my own biggest critic, but I should also be my own biggest supporter as well. But sometimes it does take someone else to say, hold on, you are as well, and then you say, yeah, I am. I think it is a human thing. There's a bit of psychology in that of fight and flight, and we have to kind of assess the situation we're in and work out what we're going to do from that. Do we run away from it? Do we fight it? Do we freeze? So there's a reason it's there, but it's really good to challenge it. And I remember seeing something online about call that anxiety, that emotion, that kind of almost that kind of chip on your shoulder, which is telling you that no, you're not good enough to do that, or you can't do that yet. There's other people that are better than you to do that, and give it a name, and then you can actually directly call it out and say, no, I'm not listening to you right now, Bob. If your name's Bob, you're quite down because I know I deserve to be here. I'm sharing knowledge which people will learn, and whatever level you're at, you can share that. And I was saying that later on I'm going to a college with an apprentice, a plumbing apprentice, who has learned a lot in 6 months at work, and he'll be sharing his knowledge with other college students. So it doesn't, years and job titles even don't define anything. It's who you are as a person, and I think even the job you do might it doesn't necessarily define it. It's who you are and what you learn and what you can share, and that's what is actually really powerful. So definitely I think to say you've never faced imposter syndrome would be a very interesting thing to say. Even our senior leadership team, the CEO, I heard him give really vulnerable, and really nice to hear that from someone of such power, really, because you think, okay, if someone that's in that position can feel a bit scared and a bit, oh, should I be here? It makes you feel a bit of a connection that, yes, it's okay to feel that way, but it's the way you deal with it, and you should never shy away from opportunities, which is one of the things I wanted to kind of share today, is whatever that opportunity is, you take it and give it your best shot. So that's probably what I'd say around imposter syndrome. What about you, Laura?
Yeah, I love that. This is like the most obvious but biggest spoiler. No one's got a fucking clue what they're doing. Like, honestly, and I say that with so much confidence. It took me some time to really understand and appreciate that in my career, but genuinely, the people in the most senior roles in the business, a lot of it is they're making it up as they go along, and people will tell you that if you ask them. I think that gave me a lot of security in myself, personally and professionally. The people just don't know what they're doing. We're just all making it up and we're all figuring it out as we go. I learn as I've got more mature, if you like, and experienced, that I know less than I ever thought I did, honestly, and that's okay. It really is okay. I think surround yourself with people that can help you answer those questions or give you the security or the affirmation you need, and it's fine. But I've definitely had imposter syndrome. I definitely still get it. I met with somebody on the board last week and I was like, wow, there is this amazing woman, that was on the board, and she was so gracious and warm, and again showed a lot of vulnerability, and it was just really human. And I think it's easy to forget that it doesn't matter what level you are, everybody's a human at the end of the day. We all get up, brush our teeth in the morning. I love that saying, everybody's brushing their hair, washing the face, showing up. So yeah, I think it's just remembering that you might not feel the smartest person in the room, but I bet the other person doesn't either,